Hi. I had a really good intro though, and I was like, I messed it up as soon as I saw my own face. But welcome in, everyone. It's good to have you. I'm doing good, Mangles. Yeah, I am fine and dandy, like sour candy. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you doing? I was confused on where my boat was moving, but it's alright. I think we might have a tiny bit of input lag, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I shan't. So today, because obviously I got this early, for early access. I didn't stream at all last week because I was away for the previous weekend, not last weekend. And then I don't know why I didn't stream last week. I think it was just too hot, so I was just like, no. So I've decided to stream now, and for those who don't know me, I am an absolute massive whore for lore. So I started a series last year called Breaking the Law, and I am a massive Assassin's Creed fan. And today we're getting to a big plot point involving the Sage, and we started talking about the Sage last week, or the previous stream, sorry, but I wasn't allowed to talk about it. But now, because it's post embargo, I can talk about what the hell I want. So I am going to do a massive lore dump everywhere over the lore of the Sages. So we're going to look at the Isu, or if you don't know who the Isu are, the precursors, who were people who lived before a huge catastrophe. And then we're going to be looking at how that ties into the Sages, because it's very... I love it, so I'm going to be very much talking about that. I will read your messages in a second. I'm just trying to catch up with these. Are these my... Are these the people that I'm after? I can't remember. Let's see. Incorporating past the future into it while leaving room for the player. Agency is proving difficult. I can imagine. Doing good. Finally got all my accounts back. Just glad to get to see everyone again. Yeah, it's good to see you on here. I'm glad you're able to get all your accounts back.
Give everything she's got.
Oh, it's a storm now. Is this the aboard lead convoy ship? This isn't the mission, is it? What? Now, it has been a little while since I played this, and I was doing some, I say, practice. Wasn't so much practice as failing, because I forgot how to boat in my short absence, as you can see. But what I might do, we're going to talk about, like I said, the Sages, the Lord of the Sages. We're going to talk about the Isu and then how that all ties into the Sages. But I might do, you know, a little bit of, we'll just do a bit of, you know, getting back into it and everything. Because I can't remember how everything works. And as I'm... there's too many things happening at once now. I need to get away from that frigate, because I want to take that frigate for my... Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Sages first. Well, not first. We're going to talk about the Sages in today's stream, but I want to cover some big Mayan stuff next week, because obviously there's a lot of Mayan involvement in this game, and we got a glimpse of it last week. I just want the frigate. Hold on. explored that, so I went and like messaged and everything. Look.
Grappling hooks away. That's to the prize.
Come on, like. So, out of curiosity, who's played the original Black Flag? Because we talked about this very, very briefly last stream, in that they took out the modern day story, and it's, you know, it's not a huge issue. They've replaced it with something else. We had a look at what they replaced it with last stream. And you know, like the modern day story isn't, you know, it's not the best. It's really cool earlier on, I think, and then like I said last time, when we start talking about the precursors and everything, you'll see why I like it. But I'm not too bothered about the fact that it's gone in this. You know, like a lot of people don't like the modern story because it pulls you out of the momentum, and I can see why. Still getting used to everything again because it's been a while. I do want to take this ship. So we're going to take the ship, add it to our fleet, and then, like I said, we'll do a little bit of just general gameplay first, and then once it's been a little bit, we'll talk about the precursors first. And then we'll see how that ties into the Sages, because I think that the Sage storyline's great. It's a really interesting piece of lore. Okay. We want to... Additional loot. I know, I want to add it to my fleet. Hold up. Right, so I need to get the heck out of there. Honestly, like, even if you've never played the original Black Flag, like, they've done a really good job of remaking it, and a lot of people just love the fact that, you know, it's you know, piratey. I need to get out of here because I'm dying. I shouldn't have really taken on that frigate, but I did. Sillily, should not have done it, but they're too far away from them. They're going to catch up with me. But I really enjoy Black Flag. Black Flag's definitely high up for me. I don't know what my favorite Assassin's Creed is. I've talked about this a few times because I was asked, but like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what it is because there's so many different things that about each game that are just so good. I can't fast travel, can I? Because it's a storm. I need to... What's the closest land? What's the closest settlement? I mean, that's an undiscovered location. I was going to do this, but like, there's no point now. Can I fast travel to that? No. It's going to be Nassau, is it? Nassau's all the way up there, though. As long as I don't attack any more ships, we'll be fine. We'll loot. I just really wanted that frigate because I haven't been able to do any of the missions involving frigates. No, Daniel, I don't want him. But Daniel, we're gonna... I'm getting lured up soon. So we're gonna do a bit of just general gameplay first, and then we're gonna just... And then I'm gonna dive right on in there.
Faster now.
I've got like 7 pages full of notes. Like it was only supposed to be like 2 pages just so I could be like, oh, there's a quick reference here. Like this is this and this is that. No, it's gone very wrong, Gromit. Can I fast travel now? And I didn't yesterday. I was gonna be like, right, I'm gonna write down a bunch of stuff about the Mayans because they're heavily present. Like the ruins of the Mayans are heavily present in here, and it's not. I haven't done that because I'm like, okay, well, there's too much for me to mention already. So next stream we'll talk about the Mayans. Hold on. It's like, let me repair my ship first. But we're going all the way back. We're going back to the Isu's time first, because in order to understand the sages, we need to talk about the Isu. What is the burning Isu? Which is funny, because they did burn.
Well, that's a bit of daring I'd be without.
Where's the where is he? Where's Sean Pertwee? He was the the dock master, wasn't he?
Require my services.
I think it's just the fact that I've got enough money. Yeah, okay, I've got enough money because I can I upgrade my ship while I'm here, so I do not die as much as I was right then. I really want the diving bell because I want to go underwater. Ram, front cannons, broadside cannons, increases the number of broadside cannons. Do I want that or do I want increased damage? Probably a mix, really, don't I? Got a trophy for that. Every shot increases the heavy damage of broadside cannons. Okay. Oh, I haven't got enough money. Now I don't have money. Well, damage good.
Well concluded.
Can't cope with the fact that he just sounds like Sean Pertwee. I think the best thing about it though is that it's just like everyone.
Everything all right?
Oh, no worries, Mangold. I appreciate you stopping in when you could and stuff, and hopefully we'll see you later if your internet starts messing up. I think the funniest thing about it is just like the fact that it's every dockmaster you go to sounds like that, so it could just be like someone that's like completely doesn't look like the voice, just has that voice. That gravelly, distorted voice. Okay. Oh, now I've got the frigate. I can do some shenanigans with it, can't I? I caught... Oh, I didn't catch one. I got a brig earlier. Of a disembodied quarry. Oh, has he done the mission? Okay, well that's fine. Let me, I'll sort that out in a second. Which one is it? Do I... Is that saying I need to be doing that much damage, or is that how much damage I might take? I mean, that should be fine, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Check reports. Okay, yeah, it's about how much damage it... Okay. Risk level update. Oh, well, that's not good, is it? Oh, Daniel, look. A friend who needs to be banned. Oh, that's a nice sunset. Hold on.
Loose some sail, we move. Man your stays, we trim too.
Oh, speed up, speed up. I want fast speed. Need for speed. Hello? I can just do it anyway. I don't know why I was doing that. I don't want the boat on it. I just want the sunset. Oh, man. Yeah, I'll wait.
Spaniards, cannon!
Alright.
A song.
A poor old man came riding by, and we say,
Don't want any boats on it. There we go. Okay.
oh, a poor old man came riding by, oh, poor old man, says
Because the next story mission is very important. Like I say, it's very important. It sort of starts going more into the Sages, so maybe... I believe. It might not be this specific mission, but once we get to Kingston, it's very important. What's that? Fractured lineage. Well, should we go and get that? Let's go.
and your horse will die, and we say so, and we
I
know
know
so.
so.
And if he dies,
These
we'll
are
plant
off.
his hide, oh, poor old man. And if he don't, I'll ride
That's
him again.
pretty far away.
And we know so. And
Faster now.
till the Lord knows when, oh, poor old man. He's dead as a nail in the lamp room door, and we say so, and we know so. And he won't come worrying us no more, oh, poor old man. We'll use the hair of his tail to sew our sails, and we say so, and we know so. And the iron of his shoes to make deck nails, oh, poor old man. Drop him down with the long, long roll, and we say so, and we know so. Where the sharks will have his body, and the devil take his soul. Oh,
Just didn't know what to say in that bit. It was like, yes. I did go. Excuse me. Very rude. So I said, we'll probably do. I don't know. What do you think? An hour worth of just like random gameplay, and then I want to really, really delve into it because I want to make these streams lore filled as possible. I mean, there's nothing stopping us from going to Kingston first, but I just want to get whatever this is over here. I've forgotten. Oh, tell you what though, it's been very nice weather. Oh, so glad it's cooled down because it was too much. Dry Tortuga. Oh, well, I'm too far away from you, sorry. You're gonna have to drift on somewhere else. Is it loud enough? Does it need to go down a touch or anything? Just so, because like I needed to mess with the sounds earlier. I would say it's not the same right now as being in combat or anything. We'll see when we get there.
Where am I to go? Where am I to go? I roll and go. Oh, where am I to go? Where am I to go? For I'm a young sailor boy, and where am I to go?
Yeah, things that I can't hear though. There's some rowdy Captain Pugwashers drunkenly slurring into my ear. Yeah, just a few. I'm making an absolute racket downstairs. Might be coming into this a bit too fast, but it's fine.
Shorten sail! Ease off the wind!
As we all know, these sorts of ships are very easy to steer.
Heave to, lad!
What a odd man. Es cierto lo que dicen. Tiene un cocodrilo por animal de compañía.
Keeps a croc as a pet. Can I get a crocodile on my boat?
Hey, little respect.
A guard caught stealing from the warehouse has been fed to Lucia, and his personal effects sent to my room. Anyone else who finds themselves tempted by them similar lawlessness will do well to consider the fate of this thief. El Jefe. Very good.
What was that for?
Well, while we're here, should we just... I'm sure there might be some monkeys in there. On the plantation. I don't, you know... I don't see why they deserve to live. We loved killing... What were they? I can't remember. They weren't bonobos, they were something else. I messed up because like I was too busy talking about enjoying the death of bonobos or something. Or red macaques or whatever they were. I can't remember what they were now, but all monkey kind. All primates fall to my sleep dance.
Tiene
Okay,
un
right.
cocodrilo por animal de
This wasn't-
compañía. Increíble.
There's a mine still here. Oh, I wish I'd made Mayan notes now. It's fine. We can do it next time. Thank you. Oh, blueberries. Right, that's a bit better. There's a guy up there. Two people around. What is that thing that I was looking for? This. Corrupted entity. I don't like the sound of that. Hey mate, come here.
It has to be buried somewhere there.
What does? What has to be buried where? I don't... Oh, maybe I have a map. With the thieves' effects are in the mansion. Ooh, okay. Hey. Anyone? Nope. Come here. Come here. That's it. Oh, there's birds in it. I'm in birds. Oh god. Go, 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 go. Edward, move. Silly. Oh. Oh, he's looking for me now. This man has no urgency. It's like... This is not the mansion then, is it? This is the actual warehouse. Can I hit him from here? Nearly. Because it is fun. But, oh, that was a sleep dart. Never mind.
I'm not involved.
Okay, got him. Oh, there's the mansion. Okay, so we'll go over there too. Okay, cool. Come here. Nice. So I want to know where this naughty entity is. Oh, there's a thing there. Okay, well that'll help. Crocodile in there probably. Guy there. There's a couple of guys there. I wonder, I doubt it, but I wonder if I can throw bodies into the water to feed the crocodile, because that'd be great. There's a guy over there, I don't want to... Because I'm assuming the crocodile lives in there.
That's that. His crockfoot.
Wait, wait! Did he have the key?
Huh? Searching him was your duty.
My
Oh shit.
duty?
Go up to the villa and ask the boss yourself.
If the key is lost, you can just pin it on me.
Boss said I had the hard business, didn't he? Subdue one of our own, announce his crimes, and then throw him to Lucia. You had to collect his effects, his gun, his boots, his keys.
Oh God.
Where is Lucia? Is she in the water? Oh, she is. She's right there. Is that Lucia? Let me just, No, don't drop it. It's gonna... Just do it. Oh. Well, there's a lovely corpse up here.
What a place to keep the bleeding warehouse key.
I'm not killing the crocodile. I love the fact that... I just want to put them in the water. These effects are in there, though. God's sake, Daniel. I see someone sleeping. Daniel, you let me know when you want to hear about sages and all that. And then I'll start then. Because I want to get into it, but I also want more people so they can hear.
Últimas palabras.
Well, while they're having fun. Nothing? Is it just him saying? No, yeah, it's just the same thing. Oh god, there's two guys coming. Was there just one? I couldn't tell. It is just one man. Wait. Till 10, alright. I think that is a sound idea, Daniel. There will be a test.
¿Te ha gustado el regalo, Lucía? Tus bonitas escamas y esos dientes brillantes.
Oh, he's dreaming about his crocodile. I'm just gonna kill him. Lucy is only to be fed only meat. There must be no metal or other indigestibles left on the carcass given to her. Feeding times are twice daily at dusk and dawn. Anyone who risks the safety of my crocodile by deviating from these requirements will become her next meal. Lovely. This man leaning. Arriba. Is that it? I wasn't too hard. Oh, this man's gonna get.
If this deal doesn't increase, you'll be dining with.
Yeah, go on. Talk to people like that. Oh. Hurry up. Wait. This man's had too much dreamy, nighty, snoozy snooze. What's this down here? Oh dear. Oh, is that? Oh, okay. Oh, I was looking for, I don't know what I was looking for. To be fair, I had no idea. Entered the warehouse. Oh, it's just the same. Okay, it's just the same text. Okay, let me just roll backwards towards this man. Don't see an issue with that. Oh, there is also a man heading this way. Oh no, he's not. He's an absolute drunk. Ah, he's mad with alcohol. That old saying goes. He's an angry drunk. Well, yeah, he is, okay. I was gonna say he's not doing anything, but yes, he is. That man just did a massive leap over the fence then. Problem is like a lot of the time when I do this, the berserked man ends up just dying because they die after the thing wears off. And now this man's fine. The one I wanted dead. Oi. Right. Get my bloody self. I missed the synchronized point. This isn't the warehouse, is it? No. The warehouse was elsewhere. Where else is that?
The chest must be somewhere back there.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, chest? It's like, it's the second time he's mentioned it. So there must be a map or something around here. I'll have to check what maps I've got. Do I? Oh, I've got loads of maps here. Well, first of all, let's see what destination I'm at. 309618. And visualize? What do you mean visualize it? Oh, it just means make it bigger. Ah, there you go. That's why he keeps going on about it, because I have one here. 312618. Oh, okay, so I'm not that far away from it. 312618. Oh, 61. That's around the Mayan Stele, that's why. It's good that it gives you like a audio cue when you're near one, because you might not know what maps you've got and might forget. Well, let's do this first. I need to take a screenshot of this, because I regret not taking a screenshot of the sage when I had the time.
This place looks familiar.
Oh, it's good. It includes the tree. Oh, it has to be that way then. That rock in the middle is always Rocky Balboa. Right. Well, this isn't the same thing. They're not the same as the maps. That's something completely different. I mean, play it too close. Okay. Is it behind here?
It's
Aha.
here. Good stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I still need to get the synchronized point while I'm here. There is a crocodile. I mean, I guess I have to kill the crocodile. I mean, I don't have to. Oh, is that a message? Oh, it's a letter. That's actually very... We mentioned it very, very briefly in the last stream. That the sages, one of the sages is writing... has written out messages in the bottles. Back at... Well, that was sharp. That was a sharp as hell blueberry. Oh, Lucia. Or crocodile.
Not bad.
Lovely. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh yeah, sync point. Give it a few minutes and then we'll dive right into that sagey lore. And we're going to talk about the Isu as well. Because it's very, very, very important. I need to fix that general stuttering. General stuttering. I was in the army with general stuttering. It's like, nice. Okay. But maybe I'll go to Kingston first.
Look, there's another letter.
We'll read this because this might be a good segue into it. It pains me now to think of my feelings of my departure from Boston and from my dear parents who raised me so well. For in hindsight, I think perhaps I should have been melancholy, or anxious at least. Yet leaving home at so spry an age ranks as one of the great joys of my life. Never before or since did I ever feel such an embrace of freedom. Yet not all concerning my leaving was joyous, as it was around this time that the voices came upon me strong, much like a man whispering in my ears. These voices were neither sinister in nature, nor did they prevent mature dealings with my fellow man. But unlike my reveries, which came to me in my sleep or in the daydreams, these voices came upon me at times inconvenient to my present purpose. Day and night they intruded without provocation, and though they were not constant, they were certainly frequent in nature, and strangest of all, had the qualities of memories. There were times too when it seemed like I hear my own voice among them. Was it possible that I heard conversations from a previous life? Memories of those I knew, memories of engagements long past. In the next letter, I shall relate what were perhaps the most confounding snatches of conversation. So, I'll take that. I might start heading... Oh, turtle. I might start heading towards Kingston then. Because that's where... Have I done everything here? I might have done everything. Oh, I missed one chest, which is over here. It's an underwater chest. Can't wait to get the diving bell, because it's stressful, but it's a lot of fun. Where's this chest? Have I gone past it? No. I still hate the fact that, like, it doesn't always open the map when I press it. So, yeah, I thought that was going to be fixed. It's definitely not a touchpad issue, because everything else works with the touchpad. It's just this. I mean, I probably could have gone around the land way, but it's fine. Whoa. Edward. I'm stuck on the chest. What did I get? Emeralds, diamond earrings, and silver bracelet. I'm assuming that just like automatically sells. That's why it's got money next to it. I actually don't know how that works. Right, everything in Matanaz is done. I'm going to... Okay, whatever, I don't care. Alright. And a Matalan, for God's sake, Daniel. Alright, everyone, move out my way. I was very busy then. Okay, are they going to come on my boat? No. So, should we, I want to be guided to Kingston.
All sail! Fill those sticks!
Is that actually going to guide me? Is that guiding me? I can't tell.
Man the helm.
There we go. Is that actually going to guide me to Kingston? Oh, it is. That actually that's perfect because I can talk.
All right, Jack, sing.
Down west, old ship that ever did sail, sailed on an errand on a windy day, and we're waiting for
Might
day, wait for day,
stop them from.
day that we get our way.
Hang on.
She was built in brown and toy, out together with bits of twine, and we're waiting for day, wait for day, wait for day that we get our way.
Can you just not sing? No.
Give me another one, lads.
Oh. Take it. Alright, okay, right. So, in order to talk about the sages, we have to go back extremely far into the Earth's past. And before, during the period of BC, there was an ancient race called the Isu, who were essentially the rulers of the world, who had advanced technology, incredible structures, incredible intellect. And one day, in their massive hubris, they were like, we don't want to do our own work anymore. And so they created humanity. And they basically wanted someone that would worship them, and they were resilient so they could do all the work that they needed them to do. And they were subservient. And this introduced the concept of the mythologies that we know today, because the Isu are essentially the gods that we know of throughout history and stuff. Like, one of the major ones that we talk to within Assassin's Creed is Minerva, which is Athena in Roman mythology. And then there's Jupiter, who was Zeus in Greek mythology.
Give everything she's got.
And, you know, there's like all the different gods, and then we get introduced to Odin and all these other things, which will come very, very prevalent later on. But in order to create humanity, a project was put in place in the city of Eden called Anthropos, Project Anthropos, which means human in ancient Greek. And sorry, I'm just making sure that my ship is going to get to there because it's being pushed off course. So there was constant attempts to make this resilient, subservient race that would work for the Isu, and then they could just go about leading it and doing everything they needed to do. And eventually, thanks to an Isu by the name of Fanes, they were able to create the first human. But the problem is that humans were created and they developed their own free will. So, in order to make sure that they didn't, they put in neurotransmitters in their brains that they could then control with devices that they made, which became known as the Apples of Eden, or Pieces of Eden, because there's different forms of the Pieces of Eden, but the apples were specifically designed to take control of humanity in order to make sure that they did what the Isu wanted them to do, and that would directly link into this neurotransmitter. But the issue came when Fanes fell in love with one of these humans that was working beneath them. And I don't know, it's kind of a dicey little situation because, like, Fanes... Are you going near that fort, for fuck's sake? I was trying to talk. Like, get away from the fort.
Aye, and lock them in gibbets to wither in the sun. I'd sooner be given to the
I was on a roll then. It was just like, no. Oof. So despite all this, Fanes, you know, like the Isu got... God, everything's going wrong now. The Isu got the subservience that they wanted. They got a race who were just, you know, they built this completely different race who were there just to worship and follow the orders of the Isu. They weren't there for anything else. That's all they wanted them for. So a lot of the people, a lot of the Isu, sorry, did not care for the... Oh my god. That way. God's sake. Daniel, it's all going wrong. Move out of the way of the boat. Thank you. They got the subservience they desired. They got the race that they wanted. They were just worshipped, and they do all the bidding of the Isu because of the Apples of Eden. And unfortunately, things started to go wrong, and this is where everything started to fall apart for the Isu, because Fanes, as I said, fell in love with a human. And why that is dicey, before I was rudely interrupted by the fort, is because this woman would have been created and she had a neurotransmitter in it. So she was worshipping Fanes. And it's, you know, it's kind of like, oh, well, he fell in love when she, you know, she's just worshipping him because that's what she was designed to do. But he removed her neurotransmitter. And because he did that, she was free. She had free will. She, you know, she didn't have anything. She had no desire to follow the Isu. But it turned out that she did love Fanes, and it's kind of like up to interpretation. I don't know, because there's been like I saw a couple of different points about it. He either fled Eden because he didn't want them to find out. Hang on, sorry, I'm just making sure I'm getting this right. And they escaped, and they went to Atlantis. But it's up to interpretation, because some of the documents said that he escaped because his human partner was pregnant, or he was exiled. But this prompted, whatever that was, it prompted the start of crossbreeding between humans and Isu. And the first one to be born was Eve, who was born to Fanes and this human woman. but he escaped because he did not want her to be the subject of experimentation. But some Isu must have found out that he had made this woman pregnant, and that started them then creating more, because then Adam was born as a human Isu hybrid. But in secrecy, they escaped to Atlantis and they had a baby, and this baby was Eve. And for her whole life, she was kept in, you know, away from Eden because she was, you know, a subject that was taken and Thanes left. And it's unknown if, like, Atlantis was a safe haven for them, and Poseidon, you know, wasn't as evil as some of the, because the Isu, the thing is the Isu weren't evil, you know, they were just essentially they were big-headed. They just wanted an easy life. They wanted others to do their bidding for them. But some of them really despised humanity because they saw nothing more than slaves. And then some of them did not.
Wait, ain't this the fort that's haunted?
The haunted fort? Okay. But as Eve grew, her hatred for the Isu continued. I don't know if it was specifically about Thanes because I couldn't find anything on that. But I believe that she realized that she just hated the Isu and what they'd done to humanity. She wanted humanity to have free will, and so she went back to Eden and she stole an apple of Eden. And because she doesn't have a neurotransmitter, she had free will, complete free will, compared to every other human. And her mother probably was the same, but her mother was probably too old, or she died at this point. And Eve snuck back into Eden. She gave the apple of Eden to Adam, and Adam awoke for the first time. That was his first instance of waking up, and he obviously was half human, half Isu. And Adam and Eve, based on the findings we see in Assassin's Creed 2, when you unlock all the data points, encrypted data points, Adam and Eve were the first proto-assassins. You see them parkouring around Eden, and you see an Isu holding the apple of Eden while humans are working in the background. And they were the first ones to start this rebellion against the Isu. And this was roughly 75,010 years before modern times. It was 75,010 BC. But because of the Isu's hubris, this was a massive. This was the beginning of their downfall, because around this time when this rebellion started, thanks to Adam and Eve becoming the first proto-assassins and, you know, taking up this mantle to save humanity from being.
He hasn't a choice. We've made sure of it.
When we dock, I'll make my rounds. Get a feel for the place.
Fine. I'll see you in the market when you've done.
Perfect. Okay, so because of their hubris and just wanting this complete, you know, utopia where they were looked after by the humans, like the humans did everything for them. They built all of their technology so they didn't have to. They could do everything they wanted. They built too many humans. There was too many humans, and they outnumbered the Isu by a massive margin. But at the same time, oh wait, hang on.
Here's how it goes. Torres meets with Prince, carrying a portion of the ransom, saying the rest is close behind. When we see the Sage, you bring in the rest of the gold, make the swap, and get out. I'll be watching all from close by.
No, Kenway, you run this scheme alone at the risk of losing the faith of your crew. It makes me ill to think of you bartering with that wretched slaver.
Come on, mate. Once we have the Sage, we'll all be rich.
Not if young Master Kid gets to him first.
Kid? Jesus. That lad's here to kill him.
Edward!
the hell are you doing here?
Kid, hold off for God's sake. I'm here for the Sage and I need Prince alive.
I'm headed for Prin's yard. He's holding an auction. The Sage you care so much about might be there. Follow me.
If this is one of your tricks, take care. I have some of my own.
Okay, right. I want to at least cover this bit because this is heavily important before we start getting to the Sage. So they made so many humans, and because they made so many humans, Adam and Eve were leading this rebellion against the Isu with just a complete utter army because they began to unlock this potential in humans, this free will. And, you know, that's a huge point of the Assassins, that everyone is free to do whatever they want. Everything is permitted, essentially. Like, unlike the Templars, which we'll get into a bit later, who don't want that. They don't want this rule. They want to rule all. But around the same time as this Isu war was going on, this Isu human war was going on, it distracted the Isu from a great cataclysm. And only a select few Isu who did not want to get involved in this war were making sure that they could survive. And this is something that we'll talk about a lot more once we get into Assassin's Creed 3, because it's heavily talked about in Assassin's Creed 3. And technically this point that I'm going to be making is like a huge portion of what Assassin's Creed 3, the true, like, the ending of Assassin's Creed 3 is about. But this cataclysm was a massive coronal explosion. The sun was going to go into like a massive coronal, it was going to like release an energy that was going to hit the earth and it was going to burn it, and there was nothing that they could do to stop it. And this happened in 75,000 BC. So it was only a 10-year span, and they had to do like 10 years just to try anything to try and save themselves. And 6 salvations were put in place. The first were these towers to absorb all the energy from the sun after its massive coronal explosion. But they barely made it through the first tower. They got through part of the first tower, and all this information was being relayed back to the Great Temple, where Juno, Minerva, and Jupiter were like correlating all this information to just try anything to try and save the Isu. But partway through the first tower, they just didn't have time. There was no time to make 4 towers. They were partway through the first one, and they just abandoned it. Eventually, it did get built and further built, and that was the only tower that got built. But that's something for another time. The second was a shield. They were going to put a massive shield around the earth using Rings of Eden, but after they kept calculating more and more and more, and because of the mass energy of the coronal explosion, the portions of Earth that they could save just kept shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. So first of all, it started off as the world. Then it started as like half the world, a quarter of the world, a continent, a city, and they really, really planned on just saving one city, and it just didn't work. Like nothing, none of their calculations could work. Nothing was ever going to save them. The third one was manipulation. And what they planned to do was they planned to use Apples of Eden, launch them into orbit.
Just a simple, honest stab to Lauren Prince's heart.
Tell me, why are your lot so desperate to kill that old man?
Hold on, sorry.
And hawks them to the highest bidder.
Your kind take lives as well.
Is that the same? Removing him from this world grants freedom and justice to many.
There you go. There's a huge...
Watch for guards.
I'll hunt for signs of Roberts.
We're too late. The auction is over. Prince is gone.
There still might be something here that could lead us to him. I'll search the yard.
Fine. Some of Prince's men are headed for the cemetery. I'll make my way there.
If you find them, don't kill them. Not yet. I need Roberts alive, kid.
No promises.
Okay.
So the third salvation was manipulation. And the whole point was they were going to launch Apples of Eden into the orbit. And they wanted it to be like a mass thought. And just a singular idea that they were going to get humans to... They just got one humans to think, keep us safe, keep us safe, keep us safe. And the apples were going to do it and make sure that every human on the planet did it. Because obviously they outnumbered the Isu by a massive amount. But they could just not get the apples to sort of like... There was no way to just cover the whole planet from space using the apples. And the fourth was divination. And this heavily plays into Assassin's Creed's previous Assassin's Creed games up to this point. They used divination, using calculations with numbers and that allowed them to see the pattern of existence. And using it, they were going to change the events of the past. And using this divination, they would try and sway sway the decisions of those in the past to try and stop this catastrophe from happening. But what ended up happening was that it just, it didn't work. They couldn't change the past. Nothing would allow them to change the past. But they could look into the future, and we see at the end of Assassin's Creed 2 that Minerva was able to gleam into the future, but also interact with the future, because she looks into the future up to the Renaissance and talks directly to Ezio, but she's not talking to Ezio, she's talking to Desmond, who happens to be looking back in time through the Animus. So she's relaying messages to Desmond via Ezio. So she was able to do that, and she, they're trying to stop it from happening again, because even though they created humanity for one purpose only, to be enslaved, they are the dominant species on the planet, and they don't want this to happen again. Like, certain members of the Isu race did not want humans to... This bloody poster. Did not want humans to go extinct again. Because that was the big build-up, is that the mass coronal event was going to happen again in 2012, hence the Mayan countdown. And it's like, oh, this is the end of the world in 2012, and it was just the end of the Mayan calendar. But that's what it was all building up to. But we'll delve into that more once we play like Assassin's Creed 2 and everything, but like I just wanted to touch upon it. Now the fifth and seventh, because there's a hidden seventh one, are the big important points of how the sages came to be. And the fifth one was bioengineering. They were going to bioengineer themselves into more resilient beings so that they could survive past the catastrophe, because the world would have just been a wasteland, and it wouldn't have been enough for the Isu to be able to survive. So the way that they did it, they were going to bioengineer themselves. But what I didn't quite understand with it was that 5 and 6 are quite similar, and essentially they wanted to put themselves in a new body, but it wasn't. But then 5 wasn't really, bioengineering. But I don't know if there was something else to it, and then they changed their mind. And one of the Isu was Juno's husband, Aita. And Aita was selected to be a test subject by Juno, and she wanted him to do it. And what happened was he went into a stasis, and she put his mind into a machine that then transferred into a human resilient body. And the body was fine, but his mind became, it snapped, it became catatonic. And with enough energy, he was able to tell Juno, I want you to kill me. So she killed her husband by putting his mind in this new body. And that was essentially what the sixth salvation was. They wanted to put their minds in new bodies, but it became too... what am I trying to think? It was completely abandoned because it was morally wrong. But Juno kept trying it, and because she lost her husband, she fucking snapped. Like, she didn't care. She just wanted the Isu to survive, and she wanted her husband. And Juno had developed this secret seventh way to survive. And again, it was seen as it was morally wrong. It was against their baser instincts and everything. There was nothing that the Isu liked about it. And Odin made Yggdrasil, and Yggdrasil was a machine that is obviously in our time we know it as the World Tree, but it was a big machine, and it would take the essence of these Isu, mix it into the human genome, and once like time was passing and stuff, they would be reborn at a specific time, which was obviously Valhalla. And six or seven of them, like they basically like the Aesir and Vanir gods, put their essence into it, and they were reborn during that time. So Eivor in Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a reincarnation of Odin, but that only worked once. So they couldn't just keep being reborn and like continuously through time. It was just that at some point during the millennia, they were going to be reborn. And Odin and a few of the others, like Tyr and stuff, they started being reborn. And that's what Valhalla was about. And you find out that all this information was going on. And one of the characters, Sigurd, was like, oh, I'm a reincarnation of Tyr. And Eivor was like, well, what the hell are you talking about? You can't be a reincarnation of Tyr. So that's what happened with those. But to get this to work, they had to get this special serum, which was dubbed the Mead, because obviously Vikings, Mead. But this serum, I don't think it was developed by Juno, but like she needed it to work. And what she ended up doing was she took some of the Mead and she experimented on it, and she injected it into her dead husband, who was now catatonic in a body. As you do. She took it and she injected it into it so that Aita could be reborn throughout history, no matter what. Unlike the others who would only be reborn once, Aita would be reborn continuously. Well, that was a massive B. Continuously reborn throughout history. But it didn't quite work like that, which we'll find out. And Minerva and Jupiter find out what Juno had done, and they stripped her of her title, completely removed it, and they sealed her way for her crimes in this place called the Grey. And that's where she is throughout the events leading up to this. At the end of Assassin's Creed 3, she basically got released, and she interjected into like all the networks of the world, and she was living inside cyberspace, which you find out a lot more about in the original Black Flag, but they took it out. So unfortunately, the Isu were completely wiped. Well, not completely wiped out, but they were heavily wiped out during the catastrophe, which was called the Toba catastrophe. Only like a select few survived, and the only way to carry on the Isu was to breed with humans. And they kept breeding with humans, and over time, obviously, like, the remaining humans that were left, but there was more of them, they populated, and the Isu died out, and their DNA kept getting, like, spread across different generations, and more human DNA took over. And humans only have a really, really, really small percentage of Isu DNA. It's like 0.0002 to 0.0005% chance of being of having it. And this brings us on to before that, yeah, it's like their DNA got diluted, and you know, this is how characters like Edward have eagle vision, as we call it. This is like sight that the Isu had, but only a select people have it because of that Isu DNA. Not everyone has it, and you know, can have a complete 0% chance of having Isu DNA. But certain characters, like both Assassins and Templars, use this to their advantage. Hold on, I'm trying to get this man here. He's not coming.
Prince is not a kind master. I hope the sage still survives.
All right, so I'm not done, Daniel. Yes, you are. So this brings us on to the actual history of the sages, and the sages are I might just leave it there, just stop the stream. The sages are, I was join me next time. But the sages are reincarnations of Aita, essentially. Like, they're not true reincarnations, but all sages are Juno's husband, who she messed with the mead. All right, Edward. She messed with the mead and allowed him to be reborn.
Caged like this.
Over and over and over and over. And he very much got reborn numerous times. And we'll go into all the different sages that have been throughout history. But firstly, Aita was a bastard. He fucking, like, he was not a good person, or a good Isu, I should say. He was evil. Like, I don't think he was, like, technically evil. Like, he just did not give a shit about humanity at all. He is all about all the enslavement of humanity. He made the observatory, which is the main focus of this game. The Templars are looking for the observatory so they can control everyone. And the only person who can unlock it is Aita. And thankfully, you know, he's being reborn throughout history as a sage. But Aita, like, he did, like, experiments. He, like, made experiments with, like, these 8 people. And he left them in, like, this underground facility with nothing. Just absolutely nothing. And he was trying to experiment with something. And he found out that he went away and he left his, like, his assistant in charge. And during that time, one of his experiments got out and he just murdered everyone. And he just, like, you know, he wasn't, like, screaming or anything at his assistant. He was just like, we'll start again. Like, this is it. We're doing it again. And they continued on. And then he got exiled from Atlantis by Poseidon. And I think at this point, he was already married to Juno. And then he went back to Eden, and then during the uprising, the Adam and Eve's rebellion, he was obviously selected by Juno to be an experiment to a test subject to make sure that the Isu could survive. Yeah. And unfortunately, he went through the process of the bioengineering salvation, and it didn't work, and he got his mind trapped in a body. And the way you could tell a sage apart is they have, I can't remember the exact term of it, but one of their pupils is bigger than the other. The left eye is bigger than the right eye. And they have hemochromia. Or heterochromia, that was it. So, like, their left eye is blue and the right eye is green. And every sage has that, which we'll see soon. And we've already sort of started seeing that with the statue last week. We saw the head of one of the statues of the sages, who was Mayan, and that was from the 13th century. And now we're in the 1700s. And then there's another guy that looks exactly the same. And they don't all look exactly the same, but they all have specific traits about them. So because they're not reincarnations of Aita, what happens is that they are born and they live their lives completely free of anything. You know, they'll have these, I don't know if the heterochromia and the pupil issue start once Aita starts to awaken, or if they are born with that, but they just live normal lives. They go on and they do whatever they're going to do. And then it's usually during adulthood, Aita's memories start activated, and this is what all these letters are about, because that is one of the sages that we learned of, called Thomas Kavanagh, and he was a Boston native. But then we'll get into more about Thomas in a minute.
The messenger boy brought another letter for... Damn you, get back here!
I'm here. Very good. So the thing is, like, these sages, like I said, they're not reincarnations of Aita, because his essence is essentially pushed through the human genome, and then he's just revived essentially at different points, but he's not fully revived. It's just his memories that are, because Juno messed with the mead, and all his memories start to activate, and they come out as voices, and some of the sages become very misanthropic, which means they absolutely despise humanity, whereas others, they just lose it. They completely lose it. They've got, you know, no semblance of being or anything, because all they do is they hear voices in their head, so they're just seen as mentally degraded. They can't function, and so they just completely are seen as broken people. But some of them, and I guess part of it depends on how the person was in life, because some of them become obviously Templars, and I don't think any of them, so far as I'm aware, none of them have become a true assassin, but there have been multiple Templar sages. And generally, once Aita's memories start activating, they don't merge with, like, the memories of the person. Like, Aita doesn't take full control of the sage. They're just in the background, like, there, but they hear voices, and, like, he's not, like, trying to overcome their mind, and then he's being reborn into this era. That's just what they have. They have that, and they have the memories of Aita just being forced into their heads, and it can activate at any time, but usually it's during adulthood. And one of them, which we talked about, was Thomas Kavanagh, and his activated at, like, the age of 4, so his were really early on. Senor Lord Prince, it pleases me that you bear such good news. If you truly possess the stage, we shall reward you handsomely, but you must forgive my indiscretion. It has been some time, and I wish to verify his person. I will come to your plantation in Kingston, where I trust we will be safely guarded by any meddlers. Lorendo Torres.
It mentions Roberts, but little else. Maybe Kid could make sense of it.
Is that it? We'll talk about Aita a bit more in a minute, and the sages, because we have been introduced to him already, the sage.
You lost your wits
for more. Oops. Oops. Oh yeah, this is it. This fucking poster, stop falling. It's doing my head in. It constantly falls because the fan's on. And it's kind of messed up. It just like, it likes to fall.
I found a letter to Prince that makes mention of Roberts. Not much to go on.
Prince and Torres might reveal more themselves. They're heading this way. Come now, stay out of sight.
Oh, well.
How long has it been since our last meeting, Senor Prince? A year?
Yeah, 18
We'll talk about it more in a minute.
You
I just
first
want to...
described this Roberts fellow to me in November of 1715.
Ah, see. Much has changed in that short time, you know. None called me governor, for instance, for I quit that post last year.
Ah, I was not aware.
So many churches in Kingston. Have the English at last taken to converting their slaves to the Christian faith?
God knows, Torres. There's none here so foolish as that.
Foolish? How do you mean?
Is it not a sin to enslave a fellow Christian? Therefore, to transmute a slave's soul from animal to man would be tantamount to inviting one's cattle to the dinner table.
I find your bearing appalling, Prince. I believe all thinking, feeling men deserve respect and opportunity.
Opportunity is what my auction presented. 18 slaves sold and more to be shown tomorrow. The profits of slavery outweigh the petty arguments against it.
In the short term, it makes us money, see. But in the long term, it will render us the victims of our own success.
Ah, but you and I, sir, old as we are, will not live to see that unfortunate day. So why bother?
I like that you clocked that it was a woman straight away.
Not until we see the sage.
Here's a quiet spot. I'll see the money.
Because right now, no one knows that it's a woman.
This
It's
is a
like...
portion of the ransom. The rest is close at hand.
It pains me to traffic a man of my own race to profit, Mr. Torres. Tell me again, what has this Roberts fellow done to upset you?
Is this some form of Protestant piety I'm not familiar with?
Perhaps another day.
What?
Next time, see to it that we are not followed. Deal with this!
I don't suppose you'd like to talk about this. I thought not.
You cocked up my kill, Kenway.
For a better cause.
Hey, I'm nearly dead.
You lost your chance, man. I'm going after Prince.
Kid, no!
You can't.
Jim, stop!
Not this
Jim.
time, Kenway.
Come on, man! We can work this together!
You had your chance.
Stay your blade, kid! Wait!
Complications your greed stirs. They'll bring you to grief in the end.
I didn't take you for a moralist.
Morality's got naught to do with it. It's natural law, like night follows day. Coin's not a
Not there.
Your creed is I suppose.
You know my answer.
Am I just supposed to catch you? Because we're back at the start. Oh, okay. I'm supposed to catch you.
Damn you, old scratch! Keep your natty hands off me!
I can't let you kill those men, kid. Not until I found the sage.
I've been stalking that pig for a week now, charting his moves, and here I find not one but two of my targets, and you rob me of both.
Patience, man. You'll have your kills.
When I locate the sage, you're helping me take Prince. Got that?
Okay, cool. We're in Kingston. Right, let's get into it. Okay, so we'll continue it on. Aita, talked about him, bastard, horrible Isu. Well, you know, they probably all, like 90% of them were probably horrible. So, okay, so Aita, bastard, we got it. Since the destruction of the Isu, there have been, up to this point in time, I've got all the sages written down. Or supposed sages, because like obviously there's certain points where you can't really confirm whether they're a sage or not. But up to the time of Black Flag, there have been 10 sages, and more than one sage can exist at a time, which is kind of interesting, because you feel like, oh well, the sages, they're only reborn and stuff, and that proves that they're not reincarnations of Aita. They're just like, they're within the human genome, and they occur at random intervals. I don't know what determines it, because sometimes there's centuries between them, sometimes there's just like years. For instance, we saw the Mayan one, who was from the 13th century. And then I believe there's... I'll have to go through the order, but at this point, we'll talk about Thomas Kavanagh a bit more. But Thomas Kavanagh was born in 1652. And then the next sage, who we have met, is born in 1682. So there's two sages, but maybe they're, like their memories activate different points, because Thomas Kavanagh's activated while he was 4 years old, while this one, I believe, I don't know if they've activated at this point, but I'm assuming they have. Oops, let's have a look. But generally, what happens with the sages is, because Aita hated humanity, he just saw them as a tool. They either become Templars, or they become part of the instruments of the First Will, who are a cult who want Juno revived. They'll do whatever it takes to get Juno to be revived, because obviously it's his wife. And this was something that was within the first Black Flag, and obviously because it's been cut out of this, the modern day story, there was a character in Black Flag called John Standish, and he was a sage, and he worked with the assassins, and he got, I believe that he knew Rebecca and Sean, but I don't know if he was the one who got you into Abstergo, because in that game, when you went into the modern day, you were just an Abstergo employee. You weren't Desmond, because Desmond was dead. You are an Abstergo employee who was reliving Desmond's memories because they took it out of it and would put it in the Animus for people to use and to figure out what it was, but they would obviously put it as a front, and it was like, oh, it's a game we're working on. And John Standish chooses you to basically like find out all this information, what's going on at the back end of Abstergo. But what his ultimate goal is he wants to use your body to bring Juno back, and you see Juno at the end of it. And then Abstergo had no idea that John Standish was a sage, but he was obviously very far gone in his life, because he was adamant and determined to bring Juno back. And he pulls you to this room, and Juno appears like out of like the networks and everything, and she's going to take over your body. But then the Abstergo break in, like employees break in, and they shoot Standish dead, and that's when they find out he was a sage. All right, people.
I'm just a simple girl. Spare me.
So it's like that. There's been no true assassin sage yet, which I think would actually be really interesting if they went that route. Even if they ended up turning to a Templar, it's like towards the end and stuff, once their memory started activating, I think that would be like an amazing thing to find out. And like I said, they all have heterochromia. They've all got the big pupil that I forgot the name of. But you know, there's like all these different traits of them, and like just so many of them are born throughout history. And I've got a big list of all the sages, so we'll go through that in a second. I just want to get to like a good point. So the first, because like I said, these aren't all sages. Like, there's no physical proof that some of them are sages. No, let's do that. Let's do the synchronization rewards. It's a monkey. Get the monkey. Dark Animus Familiar. Oh, well, we got another monkey. So these are all the sages that we are possibly aware of throughout history, and this goes all the way up to like 2016. So it's kind of interesting. So the first one was Sumerian in the 3rd millennium BC. And that reference is supposed to be like a reference to Gilgamesh, which is kind of cool. Then there's the Wanderer, who was in the 1st century, and he was a Jewish sage who was said to have met Jesus on the way to the crucifixion. And it's supposed to be a reference to, like, there was a man who was called the Wandering Jew, basically. And that's who it's supposed to be. But this sage, the Wanderer, was said to have met Jesus on the way to the crucifixion. And I believe he survived for a bit longer, but then he was killed. Then there was a Hunnic sage who was from the 5th century, and he was an ancestor of Desmond. So there has been evidence that Desmond does have sage ancestors, which is kind of cool. And I mean, it doesn't only have to be Desmond, but it would have been cool if they had one. And then there was Brendan of Clonfert, who was an Irish priest or an Irish monk, and then he went around and he sort of like, once he started getting these memories, he left Isu messages at Stonehenge and Seahenge, and obviously that's to do with Valhalla. So he went, you know, he left all these there and he went back to Ireland, and I believe he opened like a bunch of churches, and he survived till he was like 90 or something, and then he died. But back then, like it says 484 to 557 or 577, sorry. So he was like ancient and he survived. And I don't know if it's like that's the lifespan of the sages because they've got like Ita DNA in it, because I think the Isu can survive for hundreds of years. But because he's part human, forced to be part human, it might lower his life expectancy. But for a human, it's like a massively long lifespan. But generally they don't survive that long, so... Then there was a Byzantine sage during the 6th century who was a bishop during this time. So some of them we barely know anything of. It's just like, oh, he's a bishop, oh, he did this, oh, he did that. And we don't really know anything else. Now, the Mayan one, so there's like a massive gap. So like it's the Byzantine, but there could have been sages in between that we don't know about. You know, it's like the Mayan one was 6th century, and then the next one we know of is, Daniel, is from the Mayans. In the 13th century, once like Tulum was already an established Mayan city, and he must have been to the point that they built a statue of his head at the Mayan temple at Tulum. He must have been worshipped as some sort of emissary of the gods, or worshipped as a god, because he had that knowledge, and he probably helped develop some of the technologies of the time. But it depends, like, what he did with it, because like, he might have been, I say, a good sage. Like, you don't know. Like, it's like none of them are good or evil. It's just like Ita's memories activate, and they just activate, and it's whatever the person wants to do with that is up to them, essentially. They can't. It's like one of them here that we're gonna meet that we've already met, but we're gonna get more information on him soon. Is a pirate, so you know, like once his memories start activating, he starts acting like a evil man. Hold on. But say, like, the Mayan Sage, like, there was something about him that the Mayans felt it necessary to build a statue. Even if it was just his head, they built a statue of him. So he must have done something for them. Or because he had all this knowledge and he was probably just speaking it, they were like, oh, these are messages from the gods. These, you know, Kulakan's calling to us. He's talking the voices at us. And, like, they made him an emissary. Or they saw him as a god enough to build that statue of him. So I think that's very fascinating. Then there's Jacques de Molay, who was part of the Knights Templar, and he was essentially the last Grand Master of the Templars, of the Knights Templar, and obviously he was a real person that was killed, but he survived. He was born in 1244 and died in 1314. And because of that, the Templar Order went into hiding for like centuries, and because he was supposed to be the last Grand Master, and there was no one else to take over, but he was a sage, and you fight him at the start of Unity, I believe. Then in the 14th century, we have a Chinese sage who was a Confucian scholar in the Hongwu Emperor's court, which is very cool. Then moving on to 1510, we have a Caribbean sage, and he set up guardians of the observatory, because we'll get into more detail about this after, but Ita was the one who created the observatory. He used human slaves to create the observatory. So any sage that is born will gain knowledge of the observatory, and they can either go to it or they can't, you know, like they'll do whatever. And because he was in the Caribbean and it was built around Jamaica, I believe, like what modern day Jamaica, which we'll learn as we go through the story. This Caribbean sage found the observatory, and he set up, I believe they were called the Taino, or the Tainos, and they were a people that lived in that vicinity of like around Kingston and everything, and like Jamaica, and they were an ancient people, and they became the guardians of the observatory. He got them to be guardians so that it would be protected for forever, basically. Now the next one, I'll probably only go up to this sage that we're going to be talking about today, but Thomas Kavanagh, I've talked about Thomas Kavanagh, and he was born in 1652 and died in 1706, and he was a Boston native, but he really struggled with like Ita's memories. He got them at 4 years old, and we've seen some letters talking about it, and as we play through the game, once we get more information from these letters that we find in bottles and everything, that is all Thomas Kavanagh's letters, and he just, like, as he was journeying around the Caribbean, he left them, and there's a whole story towards Thomas Kavanagh, which, you know, to be fair, we should probably just talk about now because I've already talked about it. We talked about the Caribbean sage who was the first to find the observatory. Only 3 have ever found the observatory that we're aware of. First was the Caribbean sage. The second was Thomas Kavanagh. And what happened with Thomas Kavanagh was that once he started getting all these memories and activating and stuff, he moved to Kingston. And he settled for a life in Kingston. And he was found by the Templars. He was found by Torres, who we just saw. And Torres was going to use him to find the observatory. But what's the assassin called? One night while he was staying in his room, the assassin named Barlam appeared, and he took Thomas Kavanagh from his hotel, basically, from wherever he was staying, so that Torres and the other Templars could not use him. And they kept him at Tulum, and he was scared that, like, they were going to do what the Templars were going to do. They were scared that they were going to use him. He was scared they were going to use him to find the observatory for themselves, but the assassins didn't want it. They wanted to protect everyone, because if the Templars got access to it, they would be able to control all of humanity. And the only way to get in is by using a sage. So Thomas Kavanagh was protected at Tulum for a very, very... I'd say a long time. I think it was about a year. And then he decided he was going to leave and he was going to find the observatory for himself. So he sailed around the Caribbean and leaving his letters as he was, like, sailing. All so that he could find the observatory for himself. And he did actually end up finding the observatory. But he died in 1706. And he was buried by the, I believe it is the Taino. Where's it? Yeah, the Taino people. Because they became guardians of the observatory, like I said. He arrived and they recognized him as a sage, and they knew it was, like, not the same man, but it was the same memories from Ita. Okay. I appear to be stuck. There we go. And Thomas Kavanagh was, like, the last sage before this one. And they were born around similar time. It was like 30-year difference, but by this point, Thomas Kavanagh is already dead. And he's already buried. He was buried in an unmarked grave by the Taino people.
The assassins have a bureau nearby, and the Templars know about it. I owe them a word of warning.
No, it's not the assassins, is it? I want to do the next story point because I think it's going to be very prevalent. Where's the story? Is it over here? That's the story. Yes. So before we continue,
In my hands, I carry a chest that is like no other. It has been thick.
we'll take a bit of a break because the next bit is all to do with this man, this new sage. I remember this because, like, I remember very specifically being like, how do I climb this windmill? I couldn't remember doing it. I think there is a way around the back where you can climb up, and then I was just like, I'm going to climb up the blades.
What are you playing at, kid?
No games. Come on.
You try my patience, mate.
Can you climb up here? You can. I think it's more fun climbing up the blades, to be honest, but...
When his stable grows, so does this town.
But it's so much better, Daniel. You ready for the big revelation that everyone already knew?
Wouldn't you prefer meeting in a pub?
I came to Kingston chasing a target. Getting pissed ain't a priority.
We could work together on this, you know. It's Lawrence Prince you're after. I want his prisoner.
We're after the sage as well, Edward. Careful who you cross.
May the best man win.
There's guards patrolling that property from end to end. Looks to me like they use bells to signal trouble. See there? We'll want to disable those before pushing too far.
I know how to do that. I've been doing that the whole
So many men
time.
about, we can't rely on stealth alone, so... I'll do what I can to distract and draw their attention, giving you a chance to cut them down. Ready?
Your name's not James, is it?
Not most days. Come on.
Yeah, like... So who saw that coming? For God's sake, Daniel.
If you see Prince before I do, kill him, and there'll be a bit of coin in it for you. All right?
Let me guess. My eyes are so pretty.
How is it you're a woman?
Christ, Edward. Is that something that needs explaining? Now, I'm here to do a job. I'll let you be amused later.
You hear that? On your guard.
But just how are you a woman?
Yeah.
Right.
One down.
Oh, bloody hell. Getting the... Getting grace, Edward. I mean, to be fair, he probably didn't hear the bell. He probably heard me going, "One down!" in the thing. Right, where are the other bells? Daniel, what are you doing? Oh, were you building on Minecraft? Actually, don't answer that after that noise. Not entirely sure what that was, to be honest. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you. But what have you thought so far, Daniel? And anyone else that is here? This is my first time doing an actual lore stream, so, you know, like, I'm sure eventually it will be more streamlined.
Hey, wasn't that Spanish fella meant to come up here for a visit? Torres or something?
You didn't hear what happened? He was attacked by a couple of brigands on his way here. Buccaneers or the like. A nasty business.
Jesus. Is he alright?
Slipped away from what I heard. Prince ain't too happy neither.
Go away. I was listening in. But we're gonna go into it some more as well, because I've got a couple more pages that I can talk about. What are they like? Men everywhere. It's alright, Daniel. I'll test you on it after. It's fine. That's alright, Daniel. That's alright. I want you to be embarrassed. I'll do a rundown again at the end, so I'm not gonna actually test you on it, but I might just do that. I think it'd be funny. But I always loved like the story of the Isu and like how they ended and everything. I know it's not like everyone's favorite because like I talked about this in the last stream, and we'll talk about obviously more about the sages and stuff in a moment, but they ended the story of Juno like in a comic, and that really pissed me off because I was so excited to like actually face down against her and like fight an Isu, a true blood Isu, and I was like, oh, what are you doing to me? Especially like once we go into the sages a bit more, you'll see why I was really pissed off.
Only one left.
I mean, I could talk about the other sages. I don't have to just talk about this one. I was gonna go like wait till we talked more about this one, but no. So after this sage, there's Francois Thomas Drummond, who was born in 1726 and died in 1794, and he was part of the Assassin's Creed Unity. He was like the main villain of Assassin's Creed Unity, from what I remember, because it's been a long time since I played it. But I believe he's the Grand Master, and he actually became a Templar first, and then after he became a Templar, his memories of Ita activated. And then, well, I don't know how well we're going to do in Assassin's Creed Unity, because obviously it's very much multiplayer and stuff, but maybe I could do it, and if people are around and stuff, they can join me on it. Like for missions and stuff, it's not, the main story isn't, but to get like upgraded equipment and stuff, you have to do like the the multiplayer missions. But he was a huge presence during the French Revolution. Then there was an Indian sage in 1885, and he was present for the Indian National Congress, where it all was like split apart and everything. Then there was a master spy in 1916, and he was a German spy that was placed in London. Because at the end of Syndicate, you can actually play a segment with the granddaughter of one of the assassins, and she is in World War One, and that was a huge point where Juno was like, you kept seeing Juno everywhere, and this master spy was a Templar who was part of the instrument of the First Will, and he was very adamant about unleashing Juno, and obviously it didn't work because he was killed. David Jones was born in the 1950s, and then during the 70s and 80s, it said it was inconclusive, like if he was actually a sage or not, because he started having otherworldly thoughts and split personalities and stuff, and apparently it was supposed to be like a reference to David Bowie. And then there's John Standish, who we have talked about. We talked about him very briefly, but like he was the one who worked for Abstergo. And he wanted to bring Juno back. He was one of the big ones that wanted to bring Juno back. And then he failed and was killed. And then they found out he was a sage, and they used his body to learn more about the sages, because they didn't ever have a sage's body, I don't think, to ever like sort of experiment on. And that brings us on to Elijah. And this is where it gets sort of complicated, because John Standish was born in 1975 and died in 2013, which is when the original Assassin's Creed Black Flag took place. But Elijah was the illegitimate son of Desmond, and this is where the comic stuff comes into it. And he was born in 2005. And he was part of... because I haven't read them, I don't know like the true story behind it, but I know that he was the one who helped bring down Juno, because she was eventually revived in Project Phoenix, and then they got rid of like John Standish's body and stuff. But as a sage, obviously, like he was, not only was he the son of Desmond, who had a fairly high Isu DNA, and obviously he was used by the Isu and stuff to try and save the world. He was also a sage and the husband, and had the memories of Juno's husband. And because he was able to quell them, and he was the only one who's fully been able to quell them and keep his whole entire personality down. And he remained himself, and he was able to kill... I don't think he himself killed Juno, but like part of him was... he was involved in the death of Juno once she got revived into her body, and he like helped like reduce her powers or something so that someone could come and kill her, sorry. And then the last known sage it just says Kumar, and he was born in 2016, 2016, and he's part of the instruments of the First Will, and he claims that Juno left precise instructions to bring her back within the genetic memory of certain individuals. So he was going around and he was taking certain individuals because like they had the code to bringing Juno back to life completely, whereas before her essence was within the networks of the world, and it was downloaded into a body that, you know, like a cloned body of her. So that's as far as we are aware of the stage's storyline. I don't know if they're going to go further into it. I don't know. This sort of like bridges the gap, and they start talking more about the sages like as we go through the game, because I feel like this is like, even though it's a remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, they've cut out obviously the modern day story, and they've talked about God, they had like that new element, and it felt like it was more of a new plot. It's like being played now, if that makes sense. It's not being played back in 2013, so like we're experiencing this in 2026, sorry. So it's like a retelling of all the events of Black Flag, and it might lead into something to do with the Sages, or because it's like it's interesting. Other than the fact that Black Flag is very popular, there's a reason why they've done it. And that just leaves us with one Sage that we haven't talked much about, which is the Sage in this game. Because he's a very huge part of this game. Oh, piss. Edward, stay still. Stay still. He's just like, he just would not stop rolling.
Your last mistake, mate.
No. Edward, kill him. He just kept like rolling. I was like, just get in that bush, and he just kept rolling out of it. Didn't want to get discovered, but it's fine. It's not a huge issue. But I'm always a massive fan of like the Isu plots and stuff, and like once they start integrating that into like these different time periods, and you get all like the apples of Eden and stuff, I think it's really cool. I'm not like massively into the actual modern day story. Like, I think it's fascinating up to a point, but like I said, I got really pissed off once they killed Juno off in the comics, because I was like, I was fully waiting for, I just saw a kid over there. I was fully expecting them.
Still reeling from the attack yesterday. Caused them quite a fright from what I can tell.
Because I think, when was it that they like disappeared? Which game was it? I think once they got to Origins, they must have just like changed like their plan. Because I think Origins was the first game that had Layla Hassan in it, who was like an Abstergo tech expert, and then she was pulled away from it and she found out the truth, and then she was like haunted. And it's really pissed me off, because I remember Juno being in. She was heavily present within.
Now to be done with this wretched place.
Because it was this. It was obviously 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations 3, 4. What was after this? Rogue, Unity. Syndicate, and then I think it was Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage, Shadows, and then there's like other, you know, like PSP games and stuff. There's like Liberations and stuff that I never played. There was a man here. What the fuck? Well, there was just Juno was heavily present in it up to like Syndicate, and then the next game I was like, oh, and maybe she's gonna break out. When is it? And I was like, where is she? Why is she not in here? Oh, maybe they'll get into it in the next game. And then she wasn't in the next game.
Please, I've been shot. I need aid.
Christ, Thompson, look at
Need
it.
Ed Edmondson.
I'm poorly.
All right.
And faint.
Take an arm, lass.
Bless you, lads.
Okay, let's go.
Haven't the foggiest where they're holding Roberts, but Prince is surely about.
Oh, is this the mission? Oh my god, is it? There was one mission I couldn't talk about because I wasn't allowed to talk about anything past a certain point in the game. But there was a mission, there's like a garden party.
Mr. Prince says to keep your eyes peeled tonight. Says there's some men about bent on making trouble.
I don't think it is this one. But I just remember there was like, it might be later on and there's like a garden party and I shot someone with a berserk dart. I meant to shoot them with it. Yeah, it's not this one. I shot them with a berserk dart and I was just staying on the roof and it was at the time when it had like the extra missions. Like the full synchronization missions. It was like, don't get discovered while you're assassinating him. So I didn't because like, they killed him. I didn't kill him. It's great. They're a bit broken, like the
I offered you work, boy, a purpose beyond your station, and you cast it aside.
Who's there?
Master, please, it was a mistake.
My cargo is rotten. Dispose of it.
Yes, sir.
What, did they just kill him? Oh. That's really sad. Edward. Oh, it's alright. I was like, Edward. Are you all good? Please don't just all stand there because... I'll tell you, he's going to come and check there. He needs to really go away. He's going to stay there. Oh, God. The bell there. There's so many people. God, there's all these people in here. Oh, God. I thought that was... Edward, move! God's sake. I've royally messed this up. Oh, for God's sake. Right, let's redo that. That was awful. Like, really messed that up then. I shouldn't have dove into that. That hay bale. Because I messed myself up. Am I still on the... Okay, no, I'm outside, that's fine. Oh, let's get that on here.
Haven't the foggiest where they're holding Roberts, but Prince is surely about.
Let's split up. Cover more ground.
Right.
Marlow, Mr. Prince says to keep your eyes peeled tonight. Says there's some men about bent on making trouble.
I'll spread the word.
Oh God, there's a guy right there. I didn't even fucking know. Okay, well, bye. Is this a complete sealed room?
Vanity and cruelty are bedfellows, they say. It's a good likeness, though. Still looking down on your betters, I see, Prince.
Make example of one of the new slaves. Pick strongest for effect. Confirm details of meeting with Senor Torres. Post notice forbidding guards to enter the study. Move chests containing valuables into study. Oversee ongoing window repairs and mansion.
Chest of valuables. That's something to look out for.
Okay.
Pity the man who wore this. Prince is a nasty bastard.
Prince is a nasty bastard. He said. I'm gonna mark everyone here because I don't trust any of them. There was a man right there, but I didn't know which was killing him. I hope there wasn't anyone else in that room. Oh, there was. There's a couple of guys down there. There's that man there. No.
It looks like Master Prince did his fair share of killing for Queen Anne.
I'm studying all my dog's ability. It's strictly off limits. Any guard found within so much as 1 foot across its threshold risks losing the leg it's attached to. Conduct your inspections from the doorway. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, mate. I don't care. Oh, these are all short. Oh, let me stake out this. There's a man there. These are the guys that were... Is anyone else? Yeah? Where's the chest? It's below me. Oh, great. Can I open this door? No. I can't. Oh, no, it's a thingy door. Yeah. Edward, don't you fucking... It's a good job I caught that then. I was like, why is he not shooting a dart? Just pulls out a flipping pistol. Hey.
You work for a purpose beyond your station, and you cast it aside.
Master, please, it was a mistake.
My cargo is rotten. Dispose of it.
Yes, sir.
Fine. That's cool. That's fine. I can't do anything with these. So there should be a man. There's these guys down here, but inside the house. There seems to be that guy down there. And there's a door there that I can get into. Maybe. Where?
Madman.
God damn it. Shit.
Any witnesses?
Didn't have a choice in the matter.
It's not robbery to take from the master of this gilded mansion.
What? Ed, what are you stuck on? Move. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to do anything anyway. Edward, shoot. But that didn't go as well as I was hoping it would, but it is better than nothing. Nothing else here? No. I thought when he said, oh yeah, we need to go into his office or something, there might have been something in there. What are you doing? He was just cowering. Probably heard the gunshot.
Why hang over me like a leering crow? To see an old man suffer?
You've caused no small portion of suffering yourself, Mr. Prince. Retribution, I suppose.
You absurd cutthroats and your precious philosophy. You live in the world, but you cannot make it move.
You mistake my motive, old man. I'm only after a bit of coin.
As was I, lad. As was I.
Heads up, Kenway! I found your man!
I remember you. The Templar from Havana.
I'm no Templar, mate. That was just a ruse. We've come here to save your ass from this slaver.
Save me? I work for Mr. Prince.
Well, then he's a poor man to call master. He meant to sell you out to the Templars.
Oh, you can't trust anyone, it seems.
Roberts!
Oh, bloody hell.
Let's move, Kenway! Run!
So, Bartholomew Roberts is the sage of this time. Bartholomew Roberts was a real pirate who was actually called Black Bart. But only after his death. I can talk a bit more about him soon. I was kind of hoping we'd see a bit more of him today, but I couldn't remember exactly what was happening with the story. Edward, run. No, mate, like, run. Please.
Knew it!
Return to the windmill? I don't know. I'm still being chased. Okay, done.
Lost your man again, did you?
Aye. Roberts is a devil with a queer aversion to kindness. I suppose that's two men I've lost today. So, what's your real name, lass?
Mary Reed to my mum. And them I call friends. But not a word of it to anyone. Or I'll unman you as well. Care for another climb?
Climbed enough for a lifetime. But what's one more?
That's the spirit.
Can I get that while I'm here? Yeah.
quiet here. No one looks up.
I would have preferred a tavern, if I'm honest.
Of course. We've naught to drink. Why'd you go on the account, Edward? Did you never think to join the King's Navy? Live an honest life? What's funny?
My wife said the same before I left.
Well, does this wife have a name?
Caroline.
Pretty. You paid her no heed, of course.
What sort of life would I have laboring for the Navy or shearing sheep? I wanted more. The chance at a fortune. A decent life.
And what did she want? Your wife?
She just wanted us to be together. But she'll be glad when I return with pockets heavy with coin. And I can give her the life she deserves.
Your wife loved you poor. And you left her for the scant hope of getting rich. You go on now, Edward. I'll stay here a while. Contemplate the foolishness of men.
I'll see you later, Mary. So I don't know if that's like where they got the general idea for Forest from. So they said it was like a big thing, but like Mary Reed and Anne Boddy were like the two biggest female pirates at the time. And Mary did dress up as a man quite often. I don't know if Anne Boddy did, but like Mary did for sure. So I don't know when the next time we're going to see Bartholomew Roberts is. Where is the next story? I thought it was in Kingston. Obviously not. $9,000. Oh god. So what story is that then? Like, what is it? Is it going to be about? What's this way? It's up here. It's in Nassau. Diving for medicine. Ah, right. If that means I get my diving bell doing it because I want to do the diving bell. Been waiting for it. So I don't, like I said, I don't know when the next time we're going to see Bartholomew Roberts is, but Bartholomew Roberts in this is a sage, and at the time during the golden age of piracy, he was one of the most prolific pirates. 1718, okay. We'll get on with it in a minute.
Another?
A rum flip this time.
And where'd I find fresh eggs in this wretched town? There's little else but piss and insects.
Aye, we're working on that.
Dear lady, what do they call you?
And when they're sober, a jilt when they're sauced, but never lady.
Well, good Leanne, oh no.
Bag of shite! Do you hear me? It's a bag of bloody shite! It's a ruse to keep us soft before they attack Nassau. You'll see, mark me.
It's no ruse, Vane. I heard it straight from the mouth of a greasy Bermudan captain. There's a pardon on offer for any pirate that wants it.
Ruse or no, I think it's plain the British may return to Nassau with arms, no doubt. We'll need a plan.
Walk with us, can we? There's trouble brewing.
In the absence of any clear ideas, I say we lay low. No piracies and no violence. Do nothing to ruffle the king's feathers for now.
Preserving the king's plumage is no concern of mine, Ben.
It will be when he sends his soldiers to scrub this island clean of our residue. Look around you, man. Is this cesspool worth dying for?
Aye! It's our republic. Our idea. A free land for free men, remember? So maybe it's filthy to look at. But ain't it still an idea worth fighting for?
I can't be sure. But when I look on the fruits of our years of labor, All I see is sickness, idleness,
Idiocy. Not a sunbeam of difference between here and London, then, eh?
Thatch is right, man. Taking a wide view, we're not doing so bad out here. There's sun, rum, and leisure as far as the eye can see.
Aye, Nassau may look fine from a distance, but at its core, there's a disease I cannot stomach.
Sickness can be cured, Ben. If only you have the right medicine.
But a corpse cannot be reanimated.
I can't believe the shite I'm hearing drop from your lips. Why not take the pardon now and be done with it?
Peace, both of you. We can satisfy both aims if we work together.
I think in actual history, Ben Hornigold did take a pardon.
Here, but in a way that don't attract the British.
I wager the nearest doctor is sitting pretty in Havana. Not a place I mean to go.
But the Spanish fleet that sunk 2 years back would have some medicine. All sealed up in glass vials.
You'd need a diving bell to reach those depths.
Aye, and with some coin and a few supplies, a diving bell won't be hard to come by.
This is a plan I can stand behind. Find medicines without stirring up trouble. Agreed, Thatch?
Agreed. Aye. I'll meet you near the wrecks as soon as you're able, Kenway.
Remember, Thatch, keep your cannons corked.
Piss off, Ben.
A diving bell will cost a pretty penny. Ade might know another way.
There's a score of rats for every pirate in the south. They say it's right up the
Let's see what Adewale has to say.
Edward, is there any news? Saw you chewing the fat with Hornigold and Thatch. Rather heated, it seems.
Nah, not so bad as that. We're only dreaming up remedies for keeping Nassau in tip-top shape.
Any good ones?
Aye. The best of them being we purchase ourselves a diving bell, and then go diving for medicines off the Florida coast.
It's a long shot, that one.
Of course.
But think on what else we might find with a diving bell on the jackdaw.
A fair point. There's a camp of freebooters in the south of Nassau, all of them taking the pardon.
There's no accounting for cowardice, is there?
I heard tell that they just came into possession of a bell themselves.
Did they? Well, with them taking the pardon, they won't be needing that.
I'm thinking the same. I don't think we're going to get much of a welcome.
That's all right, mate. It's not a friendly visit.
I mean, you can buy it straight off, and I think that's what I did last time. But I refuse.
Me a favor, darling.
Not without a glint of silver, I won't. We'll pass it on to you, darling.
Do. That's a bucket. I'll use the bucket.
Move along there.
You've no purpose here, lad.
A fool's fantasy. Look at Nassau now. Naught but piss, palsy, and rat shit.
I'll be happy to take the pardon if the crowd truly will forget my crimes.
That's the gamble I'm taking.
Adewale was right. The bell is here.
What's this man down here doing? Where's he gone? Don't know how I'm going to carry that back, but...
What's that?
Man there.
Bro, you'll not be losing me, maggot! Got you!
Fine.
Pay for that!
Edward.
Not good enough.
Aha.
This'll do. Thatch will be wondering where I am.
Nothing to interest you here.
Where's me jackdaw?
The bell is prepared and below deck. It's in good repair, I reckon. Gotta find that. Better than I expected.
Let's hope for no surprises when we use it.
Let's ride this squall!
Shanty!
Am I coming at a full speed?
some sail! Get on that main sheet, trim to!
I don't know if it's because it's a main story mission. I don't know why I can't get the sails out, but it's fine. I mean, there's like a few little bits I can cover as well. Like, I want to talk more, before the end of the stream, I want to talk more about Bartholomew Roberts, because we talked about him briefly earlier on when we were talking about the sages and everything.
Then we're out of options, mate.
I don't expect the others will be happy to hear it.
Aye. And who knows what Thatch would do? The man's wound tighter than a mainspring already. Best not to think on it.
And we've done a massive breakdown of like the Isu and stuff, but I want to go, as we play through more of the Assassin's Creed games, I'm going to go through more of the Isu's history and everything. This is just particularly about Aita and how Juno's involvement caused him to be technically reborn throughout history. It's not quite the case, but the Sage's history is like really fascinating to me, because it's like a lot of them are like historical figures and stuff as well. And we'll get to see them more as we play through different games and stuff. Like Unity has a couple. But I think it would actually be really cool if they brought that element back into it. Because there's another set of sages as well, but like because they're not prevalent to the like they're not relevant to the not prevalent, relevant to this like Black Flag and everything. I didn't really research into him. Oh, here we go. I just wanted the diving belt because I've been waiting for it to use it because I really like it.
Thatch. This is a darling galley. 32 guns, is it?
I lost count at 40.
You've stepped up a rung. So, any luck finding medicines here?
Nothing round this spot, sadly. But there's a few wrecks yonder that ain't been scoured by nothing but crabs and coral.
I'll have a look.
Edward? Edward, is that you? My goodness, the West Indies is a compact place.
Hello, Bonnet. A surprise seeing you out here?
I met Mr. Thatcher a month or so ago, and he offered to take me under his yardarms, so to speak. Says I must wash the hayseed from my hair before I'm a true pirate.
Well, good luck to you then. Worse men have become better under Blackbeard's watch.
Douse him! Hit that cathead!
Fucking Steed.
No use wallowing about here.
Loose topsails, gallants, and
Yeah, he was a real pirate as well, Steed Bonnet.
We're making hard for land.
Oopsie doodle. God, it's been so long since I used to love this though. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Well, I can't remember exactly. So you basically gotta go around and you gotta use all the like the barrels and everything to get oxygen. But there are sharks. Not on all of them, but on some of them there are sharks. It's a chest there. I don't know if that's my target. But I can go over more of the Sage's history and stuff if anyone wants to, because like, I really enjoyed doing it. It's been great. Oh, okay. That's probably not a good idea then. I think I messed myself up here. I need a... Ooh, this is a bit dicey. And I generally ask this question pretty much every stream. It's like, which Assassin's Creed is your favourite? Because I'm always curious to see what periods of history that people like and... Can I do a better scan of this area? Because obviously we want to avoid the jellyfish. I don't know. I thought it was like a cave or something down here. Go that way. Edward. Edward, please. Ah. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's been so long. Oh my god, Edward, get in, please. We haven't got time for this. I think, yeah. So I think there's air pockets around here somewhere. Oh god. Oh no, it's this again. Oh shit, there's a shark. Dive, 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 dive. Quick, 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 quick. Yeah, I'm not leaving this until I am ready. Okay. Seagrass here. We've got, oh god. Seven chests here and I've got 3. And we're getting the goddamn grass. Oh fucking hell. Fuck's sake. Do not move. this chest here. Oh god. For fuck's sake. What is this chest then? All armor ultimate plan, oh perfect. No. And we're getting the bastard barrel. I think I can come back, but I don't want to leave until I've got all the chests. Here. Edward, get down. Edward, get down. Where is it? There, I see it. Oh god damn it. How many is that? Four. Oh god. I'll have to come back. We don't need to, but I will for now.
Ahoy! Any luck? I found one crate hidden beneath a school of sharks. Sadly, the elixir inside is quite spoilt.
Plague and perish. Will we steal medicines now?
Remember the pardon, Thatch. We're to be subtle.
Says Ornagold, a pirate, now too proud to call himself one.
He prefers caution to cannons.
Caution's nothing without charisma. If a man plays the fool, then it's only fools he'll persuade, but appear to be the devil. And all men will submit.
And would you be the devil?
For an audience, aye. It's all a big show. Give your quarry something to fear. Some hellish thing from a fever dream. And men will drop to their knees, pleading for their lord before all else.
Oh god.
His teeth are too nice.
Looks fine.
Of course it does. You can find a quiet way to acquire medicines. Tell me soon. Otherwise, I'll handle it myself.
Yeah, exactly. It needs more decay.
To get to that medicine.
And if the medicine can't be found, what then?
We keep looking. Let's get going.
They're not alone, sir.
So.
Stun those! Use all the wind you can! Give voice, you tars!
Floating booty there for the taking, sir.
Is this I think this is glitch. I don't know why, but I can't seem to go full speed. Unless I'm damaged or something, because like I haven't been able to I thought it was because it was like a story mission or something, but I think it's glitched because like I couldn't do it at all then. Even after the mission.
Profit.
We did. Didn't I do one? Yeah, I did. But didn't I? That's fine. Okay. Let's do that. I thought... Did I not catch a frigate? I thought I caught a frigate. Oh, I did? Okay, yeah, it's fine. So skip. All these go in. Oops. So we're probably not going to see Bartholomew Roberts again today. Oops. It's because of the Pathfinder. So we can talk a bit about him. As the Sage, I'm not going to talk about too much about like what he does as a Sage and stuff, but his whole thing is that he wants to get to the observatory as well. But as I mentioned earlier, during the golden age of piracy, he was one of the most prolific pirates going, and his death is often considered by historians like as the end of the golden age of piracy because he was that good at being a pirate. And he plundered well over 400 ships. Just him and his own like fleet. At one point, like he had a lot of like different what do you call it? So this ship going slow is frustrating me. I don't know why it's doing that. But through his biggest accomplishments, that's probably the best way to put it, was in 1719, he stealthily infiltrated a fleet of Portuguese merchant vessels in Brazil. He sailed away with the Sagrada Familia, the richest ship in the fleet, without being noticed, which is kind of cool. In 1720, he escaped pirate hunters and sailed to Newfoundland. With his black flag up, he scared merchant and fishing vessels without firing one shot, and they just all gave in, and they gave him everything that he wanted. And in 1721, he captured the Onslow and converted it into one of his biggest flagships, dubbing it the Royal Fortune, turning it into a powerful warship. But in 1722, he was killed off the coast of Africa. He was caught and killed in a huge battle, and that's essentially when they figured out like that the golden age of piracy ended, because like piracy continued on, and it's considered like officially ends in 1730 roughly, but that was like the downfall of Bartholomew Roberts was huge for that. But obviously in Assassin's Creed, Bartholomew Roberts is a sage, so it's like the completely different ending to his story that we'll discover. But he was one of the ones who put in it. The Pirates Code was sort of officially created in around the 16... What year did I put down? '60s. But Bartholomew Roberts and a pirate named Morgan, I can't remember what his first name is, but his surname is Morgan, they helped draft the famous pirate code that we know throughout, like, more modern history, and the one that they use in, obviously, like, Pirates of the Caribbean and everything, and that sort of put in place, like, democracy on ships. So you voted for who you were going to raid or who you're going to elect as captains and who you're going to raid as, if you were going to steal from other ships or if you're going to go to force or if you're just going to go on land. So there was a democracy on the ships. He made sure that every person on the ship got an equal share of anything that was stolen. So it was all fair across every member of the crew. And all crewmates got compensation for loss of limbs and sickness. So, you know, like, it was quite a big thing. Welcome in. Welcome in. So, you know, it was quite, you know, like, a pirate. You know, he was going around plundering, murdering and everything. But, like, he had the pirate code and everything and put in place. And I'm sure they'll go into it more in this as well. I can't remember because it's been so long since I played the original. But in comparison to Thomas Kavanagh, who we talked about as being the previous sage who was born around the same time as Bartholomew Roberts, he was very callous because his upbringing was completely different to Kavanagh's. And that is a huge influence on how the sages turn out, I think. Like, they're not all good and then they're like, oh yeah, we're going to become a Templar or whatever. It's like, that instinct has to be in there and based on your upbringing and everything to cause you to go down that route, whether you're a sage or not. And then once this Aita's memory starts to activate within the sages, it, you know, it starts afflicting them and then they become callous or whatever. And Bartholomew Roberts, as a pirate, had that nature about him, whereas Thomas Kavanagh was just a, you know, he was a man from Boston. He didn't have anything. He didn't know about the assassins and the Templars or anything like that. And neither did Bartholomew Roberts, but like as someone that just, you know, went into pirateering, he just became the way he was. And that had a huge influence on how he became the man he was and how it ultimately leads to his downfall as a sage. And those are pretty much like the main, you know, the main points I wanted to cover. I wanted to make sure that we talked about, we're going to see a lot more of Bartholomew Roberts, so maybe we'll talk a bit more about him then. But the main things I wanted to cover, I wanted to talk about the Isu, the Adam and Eve's uprising, the downfall of the Isu, the Six Salvations, the birth of the sages and how they came into it, and all the sages that came after and like before and after, like who all the sages were or possible sages. Talk about Thomas Kavanagh, talk about Bartholomew Roberts, because they're very, very prominent, especially for Black Flag. They're very prominent figures in that era. And we talked about like some of the other sages as well. So that is like the main premise of like the sages, like how they came to be, who they were, what they did. We talked about the Mayan one as well. I might go and do that. But it's just like, I find it just really fascinating because obviously like in our world we have all these stories about like, oh, here's the story of Poseidon, the god of the sea, and god of a variety of different things. And you got Zeus, you got this and that, and then in this series, they were beings who existed, who helped in the creation of humanity through the Project Anthropos. And it's just I love Assassin's Creed. I love history, I love mythology. So to having this like twisted version of history and mythology is just like it makes me very happy. I don't know if It's not these guys, is it? Oh, it is these. Oh, case. Right, okay.
Fasten yourselves!
I mean, the mortars are pretty broken, like, in this game, because, like, you can just take out so many ships with it. Alright, alright. I don't want to fight.
Ease off the wind! Stunts out! Let's get moving! Fire!
Alright, cool. We've got to sing the corrupted convoy. We're going to get some good points and everything.
Pull them down to hell, lads!
But I think once we start doing Odyssey, there's a lot of Isu references in Odyssey. Like, there's a lot of them in other games as well, but you get to really see it in Odyssey, and I need to get like the DLC and everything because I never played the DLCs. But we get to see Atlantis, we get to see how that all comes about and how Layla Hassan becomes the Oracle, essentially, and how it affects Cassandra. But that's for a very, very much later time, because I don't think after this I'm going to go directly into Odyssey, because Odyssey is massive. But I could end up doing Assassin's Creed 3, because I love Assassin's Creed 3. A lot of people don't, and I love it. Did not mean to do that. Oh god. No, him. Oh, what? Khaki. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm not too bad. I am fine. We've had a massive, took a massive lore dump everywhere today. It's been fun. We're talking about like the precursor, like the people who came before, and how they and how there's these characters within the series called the Sages, and how they're reborn and what they have to do with like the original race and stuff. So I'm probably going to do another rundown of it in a bit. But how's everything with you?
Drag them to their doom!
I hate the swivel guns. And the reason why I hate the swivel guns is because you want to try and aim and hit someone, but you can't because your boat is in the way. Oh. Oh shit, I'll read that in a second. I saw that. I saw part of it though. That sounds intense. It's just right off the bat. An actual... Oh, move. Go away. Oh, this is a bit of a dicey one because I've got no healing items left. Take it down. Oh, god damn it. I have to, oh god, that's really bad. I'm gonna have to go back to my ship. And hope I can hit some people. Well, let me, while I'm recovering for a second, I say recovering, I can't. Weekend someone came to the bag, obviously they could steal my bag, but couldn't put them on camera, so I posted it on a thing. They've got 300,000 views now. We found out their names, address, everything. Was expecting them to come back last night, but then wow. I mean, good job of like finding out who they are, because that's ridiculous. Edward shooting. There we go. How many people have we got left? Not many. As long as they don't shoot me, I'm alright. Got it. shouldn't have technically won that because I cheated a bit. Well, it's fine. I was saying it's men, apparently they're only 14, 16 old lads who live there, grandma, so you can't control them. Yeah, that's messed up. I didn't even need to do that then. And there's this third ship. Oh, right in front of me. Well, at least you've got footage and everything in case, like, eventually, if they do come back or whatever, to give to the police so they know who it is and everything.
You want to board her now, sir?
Now, I didn't have any, okay, it's giving me a little bit of health. Thankfully, it's only a small ship, though, so it's alright. Yeah, it's the best way. Because yeah, that's messed up. Alright, no worries. Well, I've got no items. We can mess them up from here, so that's good. Like I said, I don't think I've got anything. I mean, I'll do a recap of everything that, if anyone wants it and everything, of all the lore we talked about today, because I kind of want to do a recap on it as well.
Let's get going.
They are aloft. Do not leave them muzzled.
More sail. We need to budge.
How will he stabilize page? Because I'll probably do like, I won't do any story stuff off screen, but I might do like some other stuff, like figure out why my full speed is not working on my ship. But it's alright. What was I doing that? Nope. That. It's cool that you got a crossover to Shadows as well. That gives you new stuff for Shadows. And then we're partway through this one already. Data fragments. It's cool that we get. Oh, what's that? Obsidian monolith darker than the blackest sea glass, gazing too long upon its peculiar eyes. Perfect dodges each perform. Okay. Yeah, I think this ship has just messed up because like I literally I can't go full speed anywhere. Which is a shame, but whatever. There's a diving spot. Is that where that's where it was? Okay. I forgot about those. There's like warships in the corner, and I don't think they've probably patched it now. Like, but in the original, you used to be able to, if you got close enough to it so that it like activate, or you could see it from a distance, you could go up to it and you could board and you could kill everyone on the ship and then go back to your ship, then activate the cutscene and then kill everyone. But it's probably not going to let me do that this time. Let's go back to the Great Inagua while we're here. Because I might be able to upgrade some of the stuff in this area, which might be a good idea. Gives us more access to ships and everything. I don't know how much money I've got, and you can start earning money by, you know, like acquiring specific things here, which I always love. I always love like collecting money in Assassin's Creed because it's like, oh yeah, set up a whole establishment.
Captain, you have a moment.
No. Let's have a look.
Is something amiss, Captain Kenway?
No. How much money have I got? 2,000. That's not bad. Half the missions are complete.
Where did you come from?
Who's finished their mission? Oh, that's a quick mission. God. Let's see, what else? Oops.
It's still missing a little something.
So how much is it for this? 8,000, that's not bad. Increase the maximum protection money, unlocks one new ship berth for Kenway's fleet. So we may as well do that. And then I've got one more. Yeah, alright, Daniel. It's fine, Daniel.
Add to make it perfect.
I've been talking about, well, I talked about one of the pirates earlier. 20,000 for that one. And I might do like a lore breakdown towards the end of the stream. Because we've talked about a lot today, so I want to go over it again real fast. The hell was that? There we go. Like, that's one of the things that they introduced into the game, was like zip lines, so you can get around faster. No. Leave me alone. Stop it. Did you stream tonight, Kargi? But yeah, I've got to say, Drew, they came into the backyard at 4:30 as well, so everyone was. Just in general tonight. Or was it a day off? I can't remember. I got it for it as well, so everyone was asleep. Yeah, that's messed up. That's ridiculous. Oh, lovely. We love the grind. We don't. We actually despise the grind. No, it's alright. It's just like, that's what I love. Final Fantasy X. Fantastic game and stuff, but like the grind. The grind at the end game is just, it's too much. I really wish that instead of having, I'm fine with them having the sphere grid and stuff. I think it's a good way of, you know, like leveling them up and stuff. But I wish that every character had their own sphere grid rather than just having like a massive sphere grid that every character can go down and stuff. Because it's just like, it takes so fucking long. And then everyone just becomes the same. And I'm just like, well, I don't want you all to be the same. I want you to all be unique. That was the whole point in the way that your paths worked throughout the game. Don't know what to get. Increases the number of broadside cannons to 10. Increases the number of front cannons to 4. I don't really use heavy shots, you know, they're powerful enough. I just it just gets so boring, like doing this, because I think the thing with the sphere grid is like, it should, the way I would have done it, or like overhauled it at least and redone it, is that whichever path you've gone over, once you've gone over it, it should be like, do you want to use the right amount of spheres to fill in these spots? So if you go over like 4, like a course of like 8 sphere levels, and you get like strength +2, strength +3, magic +1, evasion +4 and stuff like that. It should be like, do you want to use 2 strength spheres? Do you want to use this? Do you want to use that? Or power spheres and stuff like that? And do you want to activate them all at once rather than you moving a space and then doing like 3 at a time if the area is full? And it just, you know, it just takes too long, and I'm just like, oh god. Nine's level up system, like, it's phenomenal though. The only thing that takes a while is once you run out of like the friendly creatures, you're like, I need to learn this ability, and it's going to take me about 70 years. But it's cool that you get like upgrades from, you know, more ability points from bosses and stuff, because you don't get experience. Now let's see, upgrading my ship. Fixes it. Yeah, like I only ever, like I was trying to do them the other day. And I just did, I usually don't end up doing, a lot of them in one go, so like towards the end of disc 3 if I can, because that's a good way, that's a good point to do it. Because obviously you got all your abilities, and then once you get to disc 4, you get the disc 4 encounter tables, and they're just like, they're a lot. There's my fleet. Because I forgot I didn't do the ladybird, and like, it took me fucking, not even joking, like 4 hours to find the ladybird because I just could not find it. Yeah, I saw that. Well, I didn't actually watch it. Like, I'm just assuming that it's partly, you know, it's for the, what do you call it? The... do that, won't it? It's for the Switch 2 edition or whatever. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because everyone's like, oh, they're going to do the Final Fantasy 10-3 and stuff. I don't want them to do 10-3. Just leave it alone. Please leave it alone. As intrigued as I was about all the stuff that they did and all the lore and everything, I don't want them to touch it. I just want it to be left as lore. Like, oh yeah, that's cool. Nice little nods to whatever. Don't do another game. I don't want to see like an Orin and Jet game either, because they'll just mess it up. Like Orin, Jet and Braska game, and just leave 10 as it is. It's already got 10-2. It's already got all this other stuff about it. I don't even want to see that because it's, you know, we get a big explanation of what actually happens in 10, you know. It's like the only real thing you need to know is that Braska sacrificed himself for Spirit's prosperity. And we get to see like the story and stuff, because like if you put gameplay into it, they're going to add all these like weird mechanics into it. It's just like we know that those mechanics weren't in place. I just want them to leave it alone. Just focus on Final Fantasy 17. I'd be fine if like doing that is fine, like turning Blitzball into its own game or whatever, that's fine, but I don't want them to touch the story of 10 anymore because they've already done enough. Like every Final Fantasy was its own story and stuff, and when you start doing sequels to it and stuff, it just like it can really mess it up. Like I mean, look at Dirge of Cerberus. Like literally was not needed at all, and it's like, okay, well, you could have put that in 10. In 7, sorry. And they're going to obviously touch upon it in Revelations because Vincent's going to be playable. I like, maybe I'll do all the fans with mini games, Trick or Hot and Cold, and so on. What type of ship is this? I don't even know what, it's a schooner. Do I want a schooner? No. I'm sure you do, Holly. I'm sure you do.
Put on some sail.
I'd rather, at this point, just want to see 17.
Shanty.
Shanty! I want to see, I can't remember. No, I was talking about, yeah, I don't mind 13. Like, I don't think it's the best game. I don't think it's phenomenal in any way. It's interesting for what it is or whatever, but like, mechanically, if they ever remake 13, they need to take the switching leader mechanic from 13.2. And like, I think battle-wise 13.2 is superior for that very reason. But fucking hell, the story of 13.2, where it was like, oh yeah, like all these oracles, whatever, I think they were called sages as well. All these sages all look the same, and then Sarah just happens to be a sage as well somehow, despite not looking anything like him. Like, it's like, okay. There's a sage who lives in every period, always called Yule or whatever they were called. I hated Noel as well. I was like, who the hell is this? But like, I didn't mind 13, like, I just really hated the fact that you could not switch leaders in battle, because it really, like, once your leader's dead, it's like, well, don't fucking, there's no point in the other two being there then, is there? It's not Kingdom Hearts where you're just playing as Sora and you're hoping Donald heals you. Like once your leader's dead, you'll see Hope and he's there like going because he's trying to cure you, and you're like, oh, I'm dead now, Hope. So having the ability to switch a leader would be good if they did a remaster of Final Fantasy 13. And Lightning Returns, like no worries, Kage. I'm gonna be not on for long. I'm not going to be on long much. I'm not going to be on much longer. There we go. That's what I'm not going to be long much. Oh no! Also, where am I going? I was trying to get to this. Is this them? Is this legs? I think this is the gaggle, isn't it? It's just how it happens. There's like a bunch of ships. That man then, right. It's like, okay. Is this them? I hope it is, and I haven't just attacked the Navy in haste. Yeah, it is them, okay. Oh my god!
And talk! Reforming! All in the top
So need to, I mean, I've literally covered everything that I wanted to cover in terms of the sages and everything, but like, I will do a recap soon. Because not much. I think I just sank that ship in front of me. Yeah, didn't mean to. I was going to board them once I was done, but. I just love the story of the Isu and everything. I've done it again. You know what I keep doing? I keep coming to these like naval battles and be like, all right, I'm gonna kill everything, and then I've got no healing items again, and I think I'm out of bullets as well. So you guys will leave it to my mates. It's like right there. I can believe it, Daniel. So have I got any bullets? I've got one bullet. It's alright. I could cause some chaos with the berserk dart. So look, should we do that? Alright, let's get these lads going mental. Because I'm out of ammo. I could get more. But honestly, I think the fact that, you know, there was like just during this whole massive downfall, where there was this massive cataclysm of the Isu, and like the sun was releasing like a massive coronal solar flare, and in that time it was like, you know, they had to resort to extreme measures, and unfortunately, you know, Juno, she didn't want her husband to die, but like she gladly essentially sacrificed her husband to save everyone else, because he was reluctant at first, as much of a bastard as Aita was, who like he was reluctant to do it, and she convinced him to do it. I think that's what makes it worse when you... What was stood on? I didn't know that was there. It makes it worse when you learn what happens. You know, she lost everything basically. She got, because after that, once she started experimenting with the mead and everything, she became, you know, she was removed from power. I think because she was like the mother of wisdom or something. It's been a what? It's been like, I can't remember exactly. Can you guys hurry up? Because I can't come over there and help you. Sorry. I wish I could do more, but I foolishly forgot to go and get some health. Let's come on, go and sleep. Oh, that was bad. Give me that. Is it health? No. It's a bullet though. I got a bullet. I don't want bullets. I really want health. Ooh! That was very lucky. Oh god. Right. Oh, it did it. It's fine. I don't need repairs. What is it? It's a brig. I'll send another brig to my fleet. Why not? I can't deal with this where they just turn my light.
Van der Graaf should be pleased.
Are they coming? Are they actually coming for me? All right. Okay. Oh, they are coming really flipping fast. Uh-oh.
Fire!
I mean, I haven't got any healing items to be doing this, but it's alright. You can, like, whatever they are carrying, you can actually just get from the ocean if you sink it. So, it's just if you want the boat, basically, or you want to repair your ship and everything. Oh, Lord. I've just seen our level. It's like GTA levels. And if you keep, can I fast travel? Yeah, I can. If you keep it going up and up and up and up, like more powerful ships start coming after you. So it's like, ah. Only when I'm fully upgraded, please. Oh god, that made me cold then.
Captain, you have a moment.
No.
Have you business to contract with?
Repair ship, please.
Well concluded.
Where's the
Hearken to an old talk, Captain.
Hold on here.
Captain, my thanks for your timely help with those troublesome Spaniards. If you are inclined, I have work befitting a man of your talents. This work is of the high risk, high reward kind. Come, walk with me, so the eager ears around us don't hear the fullness of my proposal.
You know, those clothes could catch the attention of coin-starved pirates as much as your proposal.
You have a good eye, sir. These garments come specially tailored from the Dutch Republic.
You said something about a high reward.
Like so many others, I sailed from my homeland to seek a new destiny across the water. Then, tragedy struck. A cruel storm beat my small fleet like a disobedient cabin boy. It's a miracle my ships made it to Havana without paying a toll to the rocks near port.
Yes, you made it to shore, and now here we are.
Indeed. And rather than bemoan my ill fortune, I grounded my company here with a view to recoup my losses through expeditious trade. So was born the naive but noble Van der Graaf Company of today.
And where do I fit into all of this?
Ah, yes. Well, recently a Spanish fleet sailing under the name San Lorenzo seized my best frigate.
Now we come to it.
Indeed. I recognize that you may be of some help to me in this, Captain. I would, of course, reward you handsomely.
Okay. See, these, like, I don't understand why they removed the, like, full synchronization, but then they've got it on this, basically. So it says board the San Lorenzo frigate, and then incapacitate the San Lorenzo without using mortars. Which is usually generally what you got. So it's just like giving you a bonus for that mission or whatever, but, like, I really enjoyed them because it made it interesting, like, how to do the missions and stuff. A grave injustice has been perpetrated against me and my company. The Spanish fleet has boarded and commandeered one of my frigates. All I ask you is that you rectify the situation, destroy the San Lorenzo, and I'll be most grateful. Okay.
I'm agreeable to those terms. Let's send a message to this San Lorenzo.
What are these men doing here? They're just sleeping. But with that, everyone, I'm probably going to end the stream off here because I started a little bit later, but like, I think 1 AM is a good time to stop. I hope you all enjoyed it anyway, and you learned something new about the Sages and the Sioux and everything. I had a blast talking about it, and we'll probably talk about it a bit more next time and stuff. But next stream, I want to cover the Mayans, so we'll probably go after... we're going to talk about the Mayans, and we're going to talk more probably about the Templars and stuff. I want to talk more about the Mayans because we have like spots where they appear in this game, like all the ruins and everything. And there's the Mayan steles that we need to like activate and stuff. So, yeah, join me next time. I don't know when it's going to be. It's either going to be Wednesday or Thursday when I stream again, because my voice will break for tomorrow. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.